आज का हमारा टॉपिक हम सब के दिलों के बहुत करीब है, वो है जेन ज़ी, सोशल, साइकोलॉजिकल एंड इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट। मिस नताशा बरलास, शी इज़ करंटली वर्किंग एट लाम्स।
एंड मिलेनियल जैसे आपने बात की कि वो ज़रा उनको ना मैं सैंडविच जनरेशन कहती हूँ बिकॉज देर सैंडविच बिटवीन दिस नॉस्टैल्जिया फॉर बेटर टाइम्स व्हेन देयर वाज नो इंटरनेट एंड थिंग्स वर सिंपलर, द ह्यूमन कनेक्शन, बिकॉज दे हैव सीन दैट. सो अनदर थिंग विद एक्सेस टू टेक्नोलॉजी एंड एक्सेस टू अवेयरनेस, मेंटल हेल्थ की कॉन्वर्सेशंस अब बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही है.
So then this is going to be very interesting question. How do other generations such as millennials view Gen Z?
Millennials do admire Gen Z for their boldness. Kids in my therapy sessions who will say terms like I am disassociating, yeah, I'm having a trauma response, because those are terms they've seen and they feel like they can relate to,
but they don't know what they actually mean.
They don't know what that means, they don't know what to do.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, मेरा नाम अहद हैदर है और वॉइस ऑफ अलाइंट में आपका खुशामदीद। आज का हमारा टॉपिक हम सब के दिलों के बहुत करीब है, वो है जेन ज़ी, सोशल, साइकोलॉजिकल एंड इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट, कॉजेज़, कंट्रीब्यूट फैक्टर्स एंड वे फॉरवर्ड। मिस नताशा बरलास, और इनके तारीफ़ में जितना कहा जाए कम है, लेकिन ये हमारी पाकिस्तान की लीडिंग चाइल्ड साइकोलॉजिस्ट हैं, US लाइसेंस। शी इज़ करंटली वर्किंग एट लाम्स और वहाँ पे भी ये फैकल्टी ऑफ साइकोलॉजी के साथ काम कर रही हैं और पाकिस्तान में ये बच्चों की डेवलपमेंट और पेरेंटल काउंसलिंग के बारे में काम करती हैं। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
ये तो बहुत आपने मुझे मेरे लिए ही हाइप कर दिया। वालेकुम सलाम। या आई एम गुड, थैंक यू फॉर हैविंग मी ऑन दिस। जब आपने टॉपिक का मुझे बताया था तो मैं काफ़ी एक्साइटेड हो गई थी बिकॉज आई थिंक हम इतना ज़्यादा जेन ज़ी के बारे में नहीं करते बात, सो आई एम रियली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू दिस डिस्कशन।
नहीं, जेन ज़ी एक हम सब के लिए एक फिनोमिनन बन चुका है बट अगर मेरे से पूछा जाए तो ये एक अमेजिंग जनरेशन है और हम सबको इस लव से बाहर निकल के उनको जानने की कोशिश करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर हम बूमर्स हैं तो वो हमारे मिलेनियल्स हैं। दिस इज़ हाउ द वर्ल्ड इज़ प्रोग्रेसिंग। तो बट बिफोर वी स्टार्ट, मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप हमारे ऑडियंस को बताएं कि जो डिफरेंट जनरेशंस होती हैं उनको कैसे टाइटल किया जाता है एंड व्हाई आर दे कॉल्ड जेन ज़ी, बूमर्स एंड मिलेनियल्स, उसके पीछे जो है वो रीजंस क्या हैं?
तो ये जो जनरेशनल लेबल्स हैं, एक तो ऑफ कोर्स एक सर्टेन टाइम पीरियड को डिफाइन करते हैं। सो जैसे जेन ज़ी की अगर हम बात करें तो वो आई से 1997 से 2012 के जो बच्चे होते हैं वो जेन ज़ी के अंदर आते हैं। लेकिन इनका सिर्फ ये उन्होंने ईयरली गैप नहीं है, ये पूरी जनरेशन का कल्चरल सोशल डायनामिक उनका अपना पर्सनालिटी को डिफाइन करता है, क्योंकि एक सर्टन इस 10 साल के पीरियड में दैट्स समथिंग वी विल डिस्कस, एक पूरी रियलिटी डिफरेंट होती है, लाइक देयर सोशल लाइफ एंड हाउ दे सी द वर्ल्ड इज़ वेरी डिफरेंट एंड दैट्स हाउ दीज जनरेशंस आर डिफाइंड। तो ये लेबल सिर्फ टाइटल नहीं है, ये है कि उनका साइकोलॉजिकल एनवायरनमेंट, उनका सोशल एनवायरनमेंट किस तरह फॉर्म करता है। सो जेन ज़ी हैव अ कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट रियलिटी और एन एनवायरनमेंट देन मिलेनियल्स, जो कि उससे एक जनरेशन पीछे हैं फ्रॉम 1996 से पहले से लेके अराउंड 1980, हाँ 80 से 1996 तक। एग्जैक्टली इससे पहले आई थिंक इट वाज बूमर्स वेयर दे सॉ जनरली अ बिग ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन। मिलेनियल्स वर स्टिल, ऑफ कोर्स देयर वाज अ जनरेशनल शिफ्ट, बट मिलेनियल्स एंड जनरेशन एक्स जो उनसे पहले थी, दे डिडंट हैव सच अ सिग्निफिकेंट डिफरेंस। सो मिलेनियल्स वर दैट स्वीट स्पॉट वेयर दे सॉ लाइफ बिफोर टेक्नोलॉजी एंड आफ्टर टेक्नोलॉजी, बट जेन ज़ी हैव ग्रोन अप in a world where social media, internet is a part of their reality, and with that we will discuss, and with that has brought a lot of opportunities but a lot of other factors that have very significantly impacted their development, जो कि दुनिया prepared नहीं थी to handle that.
And millennials तो बेचारे confused ही रहते हैं। They want to go back to the 90s, they want to live vicariously in the 2000s, और खैर उनके बारे में this whole other discussion. अच्छा, so before we start, I would just want you to tell me, how would you describe Gen Z in one word?
That's an interesting, if I had to describe them in one word, it will be layered, because so Gen Z, when you look at somebody who is a Gen Z individual, so even the youngest जो 2012 में पैदा होंगे, they'd be 13 right now, and they're very confident, they're very outspoken. That's a very strong identity of Gen Z, that they don't really hold back, but beneath that confidence is a very complicated sense of emotional sensitivity, identity exploration that millennials probably did not really get that opportunity to explore. So there's a lot of emotional sensitivity, identity exploration, and a very unspoken hunger for figuring things out. So they're a very layered, complex generation, if I can call. So अगर हम उनके पेरेंट्स की बात करें, so most of Gen Z will have either Gen X parents अगर वो थोड़े से older हो, but millennial parents as well. And millennial जैसे आपने बात की कि वो ज़रा उनको ना मैं sandwich generation कहती हूँ, because they're sandwiched between this nostalgia for better times when there was no internet and things were simpler, the human connection, because they've seen that. But at the same time, they have seen the benefits. So compared to maybe their grandparents who just completely think that this is an absolute villain, they do see the benefits of this. And I think another thing with access to technology and access to awareness, mental health की conversations अब बहुत ज़्यादा हो रही हैं. So you see mental health awareness as a very active conversation, whether it's in TV channels, whether it's in like awareness, social awareness, and I do think Gen Z बहुत forefront में होते हैं on that advocacy.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, they are in a way lucky to have those millennial parents who are understanding, लेकिन still these millennial parents are not equipped to handle all of that. So थोड़ा सा उसका भी वो नुकसान हो गया. Now this Gen Z is given this autonomy and liberty to explore yourself, to voice your emotions, and they've been given that emotional vocabulary that I'm a millennial that I probably didn't have growing up, that space to, okay, if I'm feeling this way, this is anxiety, this is sadness, but that's what it's limited to. They have something that we call emotional flooding. So they have a lot of emotional vocabulary, but they don't really understand what to do with this vocabulary, because that support is not in the world, in the system. और वो millennial parents को भी नहीं पता how to give that support.
वैसे भी Gen Z की vocabulary के बारे में तो हम बात नहीं करें, because sometimes I even fail to understand कि how the vocabulary, English vocabulary has changed. Some words तो मेरी dictionary में नहीं होते.
Yeah, I teach Gen Z in my classes, and every semester I have them teach me new words and new lingo.
Slangs, and you have no idea.
Slangs are
things that they're coming up. अच्छा, so getting right down the questions, मुझे ये बताएं कि you're a millennial, right?
Yeah.
Same here. Most of the viewers that जो हमारा podcast देख रहे होंगे या millennials होंगे या Gen Z होंगे, तो मुझे बताएं, this is going to be a very interesting question. How do other generations such as millennials view Gen Z?
So I think as a millennial आप भी देख सकते हो कि all generations have a very complicated relationship with the past generation. Yes. But as a millennial, millennials do admire Gen Z for their boldness, because that is something they did not have. But at the same time, it's a little complicated क्योंकि जो Gen Z हैं वो millennials को, compared to, for example, millennials didn't really have the space to stand up or talk to their grown-ups, but Gen Z really pushes that emotional boundary. Gen Z is also classified as really seeking justice, so they will question, why are you just following authority? Just being obedient for the sake of obedient doesn't make sense. And there is a very subtle admiration, because that's what millennials did not have growing up.
They wanted what they could not.
They did not have that courage. But at the same time, with all of this social justice, but like I said, lack of emotional support, there is also heightened emotional sensitivity. So Gen Z are also viewed as being, by millennials, they're also viewed as being too soft. So there is another notion where there's like the secret admiration. There's another notion that Gen Z probably needs to toughen up as well, not get too focused on the social justice and all the concerns that are happening in the world. And I think that toughening up and we also turned out fine wala mindset is a really big tug of war between both generations, where millennials want Gen Z to be authentic, but then they also want to be tough and strong.
Yeah, so basically a mix of both. Millennials want to be like their parents, but they want Gen Z to be the version that they wanted to be.
Exactly.
Right? How would you characterize their individual social and psychological profile? As a psychologist, आप उनके साथ काम करती हैं, right? So बताएंगे individual उनकी social and psychological profile को कैसे characterize करेंगे?
So individually they have a lot of emotional awareness. I won't say emotionally intelligent है, and I'll get to that. They have a lot of emotional awareness, but they're extremely overstimulated. So like I said, they have access to, they'll open, if they're feeling something, they'll open up Instagram and now ChatGPT and Google their symptoms, and they will have this whole expression, okay, I am feeling anxious, I am feeling this way. So it's a lot of overstimulation, a lot of over-information that is coming their way. अब this has been coupled with misunderstanding कि वो अपनी emotional awareness को कि I am feeling this way को emotional intelligence consider करें. So if I just backtrack a little bit, emotional intelligence is not just naming an emotion. It's the ability to understand and manage others as well as your own. So
and work through it.
So they're really good at naming it and probably helping others get through it. लेकिन वो खुद को नहीं कर पाते हैं. But because they think I have all of these words, so I should be able to solve this on my own. So I see it just now, for example, I see बहुत ज़्यादा people in kids in my therapy sessions who will say terms like I am disassociating. Yeah, I'm having a trauma response. Because those are terms they've seen and they feel like they can
Heard.
relate to.
But they don't know what they actually mean.
They don't know what that means. They don't know what to do. And maybe how they're feeling is a trauma response, but they don't know how to handle that emotion.
And how to respond to it. And वो किस level का है, कौन सा trauma है. They just hear words, but there's like too much information is coming to them without any filter. They don't know what to do with it.
They've had a lot of early access to, like I mentioned, technology, and because of technology, a lot of early access to a lot of adult-like content. So, let's take current examples. So, what is happening in the world right now? It's
Palestine, Ukraine, the wars, different pandemics, climate change, they have access to those visuals and videos and plus their elders not doing anything about it, couldn't do anything about it, not being able to.
So imagine you're in a stage like, for somebody who's developed, who's formed their sense of the world, for them to process this is very different. But for somebody who's really understanding how the world works, sees this level of injustice happening or this level of helplessness happening in the world, that is going to have a significant impact on how they see the world, handle things they do.
You show a 13-year-old of another 13-year-old in Palestine starving, and the world not doing anything about it. Even their own country can't do anything about it. So it has an impact. People सोचते हैं कल को what if मेरे पे आ जाए, जिस तरीके से the Pakistani war happened. So for a short period of time, in those 4 days, a lot of these Gen Z kids must have thought, what if 2 years we are either Russia, Ukraine, or Israel or Palestine. I think this must have had a very huge impact on them.
It is. And finally, before just moving on, another significant impact that happens that has added to a lot of stresses. They don't really have a lot of, there's a lot of reduction in free unstructured time. So now, and again, I'm a millennial, but I probably do blame millennial parents for it, and the general global pressure to compete as well. Because there's everything like Gen Z. If you look at a Gen Z individual, when I was teaching some students, and I was extremely impressed that these were students who had full-time jobs while maintaining a very high GPA, to excelling in their career, excelling in their social life, excelling in their academics. Whereas I remember when I was a student, my classes ke baad, I would just now it sounds like wasting all my time just sitting at the bench waiting for my next class. But that pressure on being productive all the time and doing something valuable all the time has also led really reduced their problem solving and imagination, क्योंकि वो free time बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. It has an impact on your mental health.
Mindfulness is very important. I remember जब हम ऐसी Gen Z kids आजकल मल्टीपल काम कर रहे होते हैं, वो फ्रीलांसिंग भी कर रहे होते हैं, पढ़ाई भी कर रहे होते हैं, सोशल वर्क भी कर रहे होते हैं. And I was telling one of my friends the other day, यार इस टाइम पे हम चोर पुलिस खेल रहे होते थे.
Exactly.
स्कूल से आए and we could not wait to go out, play with our friends and डांट खाते थे, मगरिब के अजान पे then घर आते थे. And that's also a very big contributing factor कि मगरिब के बाद no outing. आजकल के बच्चों की जो है वो सोशल लाइफ ही मगरिब के बाद शुरू होती है. So they see a whole other world. Our world was very simpler. I think this is one of the reasons. चले, अच्छा, moving on. मुझे अब ये बताएं, the $1 million question by the way, everyone is asking this. Technological development आजकल की जो टेक्नोलॉजी में डेवलप होगी, स्पेसिफिकली द SMN, सोशल मीडिया नेटवर्क्स, उनका एक्सेस जो Gen Z को है सबसे ज़्यादा उनके पास है. तो उसका इफेक्ट क्या है उनकी डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर एज एन इंडिविजुअल, उनकी इमोशनल प्रोफाइल के ऊपर, उनकी साइकोलॉजिकल प्रोफाइल के ऊपर?
See, social media gives them an image or a mirror on what is happening, gives them a mirror of their own life, but it's a very distorted sense of reality, right? And again, during the adolescence, आपकी identity is extremely fragile, and when you're seeking external validation for who you are, which is essentially what social media gives you, it's very external, it's very filtered, it's very comparative. What that starts to do is it creates a very hyperactive self-monitoring loop. You're conscious of how you look, you're conscious of what your social life is, you're conscious of the level of fun you're having, what you're carrying, anything that you can put up or other people are putting up, and you're comparing. I've seen children as young as 9-year-olds struggle with body image, just because that's how now social media has given them a benchmark of how one should look like, which was not really a reality if you didn't have that access. और उस young age में, and social media is all algorithm, right? And algorithm is extremely harmful for forming one's identity, because it's going to feed you a lot of negative things.
Within your echo chamber, whatever you see in your echo chamber, आपको ही नजर आएगा. Exactly.
And so not only does social media and overstimulation, as we talked about, and the level of entertainment reduces the tolerance for boredom, even face-to-face rejection or even like just silence or not having anything to do, not being productive. Developmentally उनकी emotional regulation में बहुत ज़्यादा stunt हो जाती है because there's one-sided information. Nobody is really helping you navigate all of that.
मुझे अब इसी वजह से this leads to my next question by the way कि इसकी वजह से जो उनके मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज होते हैं, द इम्पैक्ट दैट दिस हैज़ ऑन देयर डेवलपमेंट, इट मस्ट कॉज सम राइजिंग मेंटल हेल्थ इश्यूज जो कि आपको जेन जी के अंदर ज़्यादा नज़र आ रहे हैं आजकल.
So we're seeing a lot of emotional dysregulation, identity anxiety, and a lot of isolation. So the Gen Z generation is not afraid of expressing how they're feeling, and they do it without holding it back, but they still do not understand what to do with it. And all of this over information, what that has done is, what I was mentioning about emotional flooding is, they will say or even feel, I'm not saying it's not a reality for them, they will have a panic attack every time they're feeling sad, or every time they will feel a trauma response every time somebody has said no, and because it triggers something for them. So what this has done is that it has really not help them balance or understand the size of a problem. That feeling sad or bored is okay, and you're allowed to feel bored sometimes, but if you're feeling bored, your brain will automatically connect it to, I'm feeling bored, I don't have friends, I don't have anything fun to do, my life is really sad. And notice like that pattern, instead of saying that feeling bored is a very normal feeling, feeling sad is a normal feeling.
Do something at your home, बहुत सारी चीजें, but they don't I don't think they know the concept of feeling bored and how beneficial that can be for the human brain.
Yeah, because again, that's just not their generation's reality. And so they will, like I said, they will have panic attacks. They will have extremely strong emotional responses to very trivial things, which I'm not saying is trivial for them. It feels
but
big
for us
them
maybe these
because
are
they're unable to regulate their emotion, which can help them cope with it on their own.
Achha, so okay, one last question regarding the basics of I think we have answered all of that, but एक छोटा सा आपसे I do want to ask you कि of all the reasons that you have just mentioned, what would you say is the prime reason why Gen Z feels out of place in their families?
Yeah. Don't you feel every generation feels that way?
I don't want to say it online because someone would be watching, and I might be a tolerant parent, but they won't be a tolerant parent. No.
But like I mentioned, right, like Gen Z's landscape is a little different, and that's it. Like their emotional landscape and emotional reality doesn't really align with the traditional world as we see it. So yes, we are very hyper focused on giving them that emotional vocabulary to express, I am sad, I am happy, or teach them to fight for yourself, or teach them social justice. But the world is not really equipped with what do I do when I'm feeling this way? Okay, now I feel the world is an unjust place, what is happening? And that there is a big gap over there. So they're navigating these new terrains of things that the world didn't really had to even think about. Like, they're now questioning and pushing boundaries on gender, identity, morality, mental health, justice a lot more. And they have all of these questions, and I think again the society is not ready to, or doesn't really understand how to navigate these in age appropriate levels. Like you cannot, for a 10-year-old or a 13-year-old, the information I give them has to be according to their age, so that doesn't put them in a bigger sense of confusion. So I think at their homes there is still a little sense of compliance over connection, that there's a focus on, okay, we fix this problem for you, now cope with it, or we've tried to give you the answer,
rub some dirt on it or sleep on it. जिस तरीके से हम बचपन में जब थे तो हमें चोट लगी या नाराजगी हुई या कोई लड़ाई झगड़ा हुआ, तो हमारे पेरेंट्स भी या जो सीनियर लोग थे हमारे, वो ये क्या करते कि भाई बस दैट्स इट. अच्छा चले, लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड एंड हम कुछ ना अब एक्चुअल फैक्ट्स एंड सोल्यूशन से बात करना चाहते हैं. तो सबसे बट स्टार्टिंग विद दैट कॉजेस, तो सबसे पहले मुझे ये बताएं कि जो हमने इस बारे में बात तो कर ली है, बट जो अपनी वो सोशल, साइकोलॉजिकल और इमोशनल डेवलपमेंट में जो डिफरेंट किस्म की हर्डल्स फेस करते हैं, तो उनके जो कॉजेज़ आपने मुझे इस टाइम पे एक जनरल आइडिया दे दिया है, उसमें से अगर एज अ साइकोलॉजिस्ट आप नैरो डाउन करेंगे थ्री मेन कॉजेज़, तो वो क्या होंगे?
So these kids are growing up in environments which are high pressure, overstimulating, and under supported. These, I would, overstimulating and undersupported. So they're absorbing the weight of global issues. They have a lot of filtered perfection on social media, a lot of like pressure to define who they are, because now they have all of this awareness. The world is trying to, you should have things figured out at this early age, but not there are still limitations on exploring it, and there's a lot of limitation on just being. That is partially them, because again, like with the lack of tolerance for boredom, this sense of look at what my peers are doing, and all of that, what that connectivity has sort of like brought in. This loss of unstructured play, the limited emotional connection at home, and a lot of limited emotional connection with your friends, because like that connection is all, social media is like
different जगह से आ रहा है, हर एक की ग्रूमिंग डिफरेंट है, उनकी पर्सनालिटी डिफरेंट है, फैमिली की ग्रूमिंग डिफरेंट है, कुछ ज़्यादा प्रोग्रेसिव हैं, कुछ कम प्रोग्रेसिव हैं, एंड स्कूल्स एंड यूनिवर्सिटीज आर नाउ एट अ प्लेस where different people from different backgrounds, they can afford the same kind of education institution. So this is where ek banda people start getting influence from different personalities, right? Yeah. So Akar, मुझे ये बताएं कि in different papers basically that I have been reading over the years, 2 significant factors come up to be the most contributing towards Gen Z's development: parenting styles and our education system. Yeah. This is what I have read. कि बाकी तमाम चीज़ें बाद में, बट द पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल एंड योर एजुकेशन सिस्टम, दिस इज़ व्हाट कंट्रीब्यूट्स टू द डेवलपमेंट पॉजिटिवली और नेगेटिवली. तो इसके बारे में आप क्या कहेंगे कि हाउ ट्रू इज़ दिस, और उनके अंदर भी जो हैं सर्टन फैक्टर्स क्या हो सकते हैं?
सो दे बोथ इक्वली इम्पॉर्टेंट, बट देर ऑल्सो बोथ extremely misunderstood. So yes, so parents, are doing their best. Millennial parents are very responsible, that they're actively making an effort to learn and be better parents. But their parenting style is still shaped by their own anxiety. So if somebody had a very authoritarian parent growing up who would like very disciplined, even like, would have a lot of like scolding, yelling, corporal punishment, they may, to not be extremely strict, they may maybe not have any structure for their kids at all. So they're now shaping. Or somebody who had very like uninvolved parents may become too hyper involved. So parents also are really coming from their own anxiety, unless instead of looking at their children as individuals as they are, and letting them be. So the mismatch that happens is the parents want to fix the problem for their child, but they're not giving them, and that is still giving, that causes a sense of reaction. They're not really giving their child just the space to be, and that unintentionally takes away that emotional safety.
Because parents को भी नहीं पता कि इस जनरेशन को जनरल पेरेंटिंग कैसे करनी, how to navigate this increased amount of hyper awareness that they have. उनको जो Gen Z के पास जितनी awareness, जितनी access information है, पेरेंट्स को भी नहीं पता कि उनकी personality development में उस चीज़ को हमने कैसे cater करना, उन्हें कैसे आगे चलना है. But this is where the education system comes in, right?
And definitely, and I think right now our education system, even globally, but if I specifically speak about Pakistan, does need a lot of work. Teachers, for instance, cannot just be trained on the academic curriculum that they were focusing on, and it's unfair to expect a teacher to just understand or have the social skills to cope with when a child says that they're having a panic attack, or if a child expresses a certain emotion, or if a child asks questions about injustice in reality. Like teacher training needs to incorporate these issues that now Gen Z are focused on, because I think the old ways of how their training, etc., was happening, I think is not sufficient. School systems right now, yes, there is a lot of focus, I think, in the elite education system, a lot of focus on social emotional learning. I think social emotional learning has become a buzzword to an extent, but not a lot of like deeper focus on what that means, because even that social emotional learning is linked to outcome and performances instead of like meaningful connections in the school. And when ultimately when you think of outcome and performance, then that becomes a competition, a race of how you are performing. So if you are emotionally happy, that will not matter if you are not performing well in school, and then that again is linked to academics. So I think the education system sort of really needs to shape what their expectations of the outcome of the child is. Is it still the high grades, high percentages that we were producing and plastering over our walls, or is it emotionally healthy, resilient, happy, kind, caring kids? Because these are values that are now very important for Gen Z. They are very focused on that. So आपने जो use different terminologies जैसे social emotional learning, this means कि दुनिया ने इसके ऊपर significant amount of research कर चुके हैं कि changing generation के साथ आपके education styles कैसे change होने चाहिए, right? So, but then why is it कि पाकिस्तानी स्कूलों के अंदर, and you have been working with kids, पाकिस्तानी स्कूलों के अंदर हमें इन चीज़ की incorporation थोड़ी सी कम नज़र आती है. हम अभी भी वहाँ पे नहीं आए जहाँ पे हमें पहुँच जाना चाहिए. I will say that social emotional learning, even globally, is a relatively new term that has come up. There is still a lot of research that is happening. So even schools in the West, for instance, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done to have that incorporated in the system. And I think now in Pakistan, the issue is that we don't really have a lot of either. At least this is a personal experience. I think people who are working on policies are not people who are aware of the grassroots level of what social emotional learning means. So you will have a lot of people, a lot of well-intended people, economists, researchers, public policymakers who are creating these policies. But without somebody who has that specialized training in knowing what social emotional learning is, what is an age-appropriate level of social emotional learning, if they are not brought into that research or creating that mainframe, then it will be very focused on the specialization people are bringing, right? Then it will be very focused on, policy level.
इम्प्लीमेंटेशन नहीं हो रही बिकॉज उन्होंने ग्राउंड लेवल के ऊपर चीज़ें जाके देखी नहीं. जब तक आप बच्चों के साथ बैठेंगे नहीं, उनको देखेंगे नहीं, समझेंगे नहीं, एंड देन ऊपर जाके इन्फॉर्म पॉलिसी नहीं बनाएंगे, देन अल्टीमेटली इट हैज ट्रिकल डाउन. बुलिंग और मॉकिंग, एंड बच्चे हो, छोटे हो, नहीं समझ सकते, इमेच्योर हो. बिकॉज आई थिंक दिस इज वन ऑफ द वर्ड दैट आजकल सोसाइटी जेन जी के लिए काफ़ी ज़्यादा यूज़ करती है. दे इमेच्योर किड्स, दे डोंट नो, दे इमेच्योर किड्स, दे इनसेंसिटिव. हालांकि it's the exact opposite. And I believe what I got from your the experience that you gave, again, if I may put it into one word, as a layman, we need to establish with Gen Z what we longed from our parent generation, that is connection. We have to establish a connection. Connection ban jayega, तो it will be back and forth, understanding हो जाएगी. As long as the connection keeps breaking, so it will be another generation who feels out of place in the society, in their own homes, in the education system, and maybe we would not have a lot of hope for Generation Alpha or Generation Beta as well, because जब इनको ही हमने तैयार नहीं किया, तो how would they react to the future generation? यहाँ भी वही developmental lapses आ जाएंगे.
बिल्कुल हो जाएगा. They will wait for their turn, like millennials waited for their turn, and I love that word, exactly, connection, because that is something they're craving. That is something they are craving in this digital overstimulated space. So exactly, instead of molding them into our ways, and that is what, like I mentioned, right, millennials very passively are extremely impressed by the confidence that this generation brings. So seeing what they can bring to the table to make dynamics a little better. There is a हमने education की बात की, workforce की बात की. There is a workforce joke that millennials are the most productive community and Gen Z really looks down on it.
More harmony in the society, and we will have better understanding, and we can live happily ever after, for that matter.
That's
right?
The hope, but gaps कम हो जाएंगे.
Gaps कम हो जाएंगे. This is what we need to focus on. Gaps कम कर लें. लड़ाई झगड़े होते रहते हैं, तकरार होती रहती है, बट हमारा फोकस होना चाहिए टू एक दूसरे को समझना. जी अच्छा. सो ओके, एज वी आर कमिंग टू द एंड ऑफ दिस पॉडकास्ट, तो मैं आपसे 2 बेसिक सवाल अब रह गए मेरे आपसे. मुझे सबसे पहले ये बताएं कि 3 things from you to Gen Z. What would you say about coping mechanisms?
I think connecting. जिस तरह हम उनसे कह रहे हैं दूसरों से कनेक्ट करें, अपने साथ भी कनेक्ट करें. Like, and that connection can be through really pausing, breathing, taking space, disconnecting from online जब भी उनको feel हो that they need to. So that connection means really understanding how they're feeling and letting themselves feel that feeling instead of immediately trying to fix it or immediately worrying about ये feel क्यों कर रहे हैं. So मेरी पहली advice तो ये होगी, start connecting with themselves, start breathing, taking a break. वही Gen Z is so overstimulated with everything that's happening in the world, and then the pressure that they feel to constantly keep performing or being better, whether it's performing online, performing professionally. Okay, it's okay to just be themselves. It's okay to just be for a while. ना कुछ करें, बोर होके देखें. I think बोर होके तो देखें, they will be surprised.
And I think it's very important because I have read somewhere कि जब आप when you remain a little bored and you आप अपने जहन को थोड़ी सी stimulation से free करते हैं, a lot of the information that's not required वो filter out होना शुरू हो जाती है. And because our brain also work like a memory center, right? और मेमोरी के अंदर से जो चीज़ें ज़रूरत नहीं होती, दे कीप ऑन गेटिंग रिप्लेस्ड, और आपके ब्रेन को भी हीलिंग टाइम मिलता है रादर देन कॉन्टिन्यूस स्टिमुलेशन इन्फॉर्मेशन. अच्छा, सो नेक्स्ट आई वुड आस्क यू टू गिव देम वन मोटिवेशनल एडवाइस.
They don't need to figure everything out right now. Growing up is messy. If things are turbulent, if they don't understand themselves, that's natural. That's how it's supposed to be. They don't need to have the questions. Like, take it from millennials who have grown up in that phase. Things will settle into place. So enjoy, just enjoy this turbulent period as well. And let things be. Don't need to fix things. They will fix on their own.
Obviously बात है, life takes its course, right? अगर आप at the age of 14 or 15 you want to figure out things जो कि 20 साल के बच्चे को नहीं चाहिए, तो it will become messy for you. While you're 14, while you're 15, figure out the problems that are right in front of you. आपकी एज से जो रिलेटेड हैं, and communicate करें, connect करें, and it's all going to work out.
It will, if they're feeling stuck, they're allowed to feel that way. And like every stage in their life that has passed before them, these feelings will pass as well, and they will move forward.
And everyone has felt stuck. Their parents have felt stuck. Their teachers have felt stuck. Their grandparents have felt stuck. Everyone who now they see as a successful figure, or who now they idolize, they all have felt stuck at different places in their life. The difference between them and you all is that they let it pass. They let it work through. They worked through it. And now they are where they are, and inshallah over the course of time you will also be.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so please, I need you to tell it to them that what do they mean to us, the Generation Z?
Like I mentioned, right, this generation challenges us to do better, to listen more, to feel more, to not settle for things that were probably status quo before, and this is a gift for our generation. So I think the message I gave to millennials was to take them in and make them a part of it. I think, and that's something that I will say to Gen Z as well. Gen Z's conference and everything we've talked about is actually a gift for millennials.
Yes.
Like they are the voice that millennials are holding inside. So they shouldn't feel like a barrier. They can actually work together and be a very strong community. I think the strongest the world has probably ever seen.
They should act like basically a connection.
Yeah.
It should flow through them, through both of them. Millennials should work through Generation Z, and it should be vice versa, right? I second you. They mean the world to us, and this is our future generation. हमारी future generation यही है.
I think Gen Z is going to ask questions, even if they're uncomfortable questions. They won't just stop asking because these are not appropriate or comfortable questions to ask. Gen Z is sensitive, but I think they're sensitive in the best way. They're not really weak, but they're attuned with what is happening, and they express it. They need that support to understand it, and I think that is where millennials come in, because they have the experience of the world that Gen Z doesn't. Again, Gen Z is taking that voice. They care about justice, they care about mental health, they care about inclusion, they care about all the right things. They're really focused on improving, making better systems, not just focused on fixing broken systems. And my hope for the generation, I think, is that we don't shut them down. We listen, we support, and we really let them, take us to what I think could be, like, they can lead us to probably a better world as well if we let them and we support them in that process. Like, they need this adult scaffolding, but their direction is in a wonderful place, and we can help them take all of us there.
They most probably, with this world which is increasingly delving into climate change and conflicts across and this massive amount of technological advancement जिसकी हमें भी समझ नहीं आती, I think ये वो जनरेशन होगी जो कि हमारे सेवियर्स होंगे इस तरह से कि they will take the war head on. जो हम शुरू की हमने, जिसकी इनिशियल इंट्रोडक्शन हमारी थी, they will finish it. And they will probably be the saviors, our saviors, and ultimately social जो आपका fabric है उसको अगर किसी ने maintain रखना है तो they are the ones who are going to do it, right?
Yeah, and like I said, like maybe they maintain the social fabric, but since they're shaking the social fabric, they probably leave it in a better place than it currently is, because they're not afraid to question.
And by keeping it intact, not let it fall apart, but obviously बात है कहते हैं ना constructive destruction की तरफ जाएंगे.
Right? That's why they need
support and connection.
That to help them do that, because that's something that experience can also.
Thank you so much, Natasha. Wonderful having you here. Wonderful insights, an amazing discussion into this wonderful generation of kids who are going to be our future. और हमें इनसे बहुत उम्मीद है, यही इस दुनिया को आगे लेके चलेंगे. और आपने एक बहुत ही अच्छा मैसेज ऑफ होप, ऑफ कनेक्शन एंड मोटिवेशन दिया है जेन ज़ी की तरफ. and it is amazing to see people like you and different psychologists working on them, understanding what the real problem is and helping them move through it. I really hope कि we as parents and we as a society हम इस जनरेशन को cater करें, इनकी इश्यूज़ को समझें और वो कनेक्शन मीनिंगफुल बना सकें, which ultimately propels this society into progression.
Bilkul. No, thank you, Mahaz, for having me. I think these discussions are really important, and I'm really glad that you guys are, taking this initiative. Thank you. I had a wonderful time.